My name is Trevor Romoff. I'm VP of Sales at DashQ, and we're helping build high-performance leasing teams across the country for multifamily landlords and third-party managers. What we found is there's really three pillars to building a high-performance leasing team: technology, people, and process. Historically, the way that you handle your leasing workflows, whether it's where leads go when they come in at a certain time, or it's how applications get routed to the right person and who collects the paperwork, what roles do individuals have, a lot of that was shaped by the technology that was available to us historically at the time. And that technology was heavily property centric. It was property management software. It was built from the property level out. And what we noticed over the last few years, especially as we entered the purpose-built rental era, is that renters are the first touch point into your experience. When a lead comes in, that's the first experience they're having with your brand, with your community, with your entire leasing process. And so we need a technology solution that's actually renter-centric. And so what we developed through DashQ was that renter-centric approach. So the technology solution that can handle leads at all hours of the day, can book them effectively, and can route your applications in a matter of minutes and have them approved and signed digitally. All of that now is possible through our technology solution. And what that unlocks then is a highly specialized role-based operating model where you have skilled leasing agents, you have diminishing needs on the call center side because leads are now handled through VLAs, and you have a process that's much more brand-centric and renter-centric at the same time, and just streamlined to serve the growing demands of our multifamily industry today. It's crazy. Today, leads are coming in 24/7, around the clock. People are inquiring on units at 10 p.m. at night, after work, if they're kids. So really, the businesses are never closed. And what we're seeing is that leads are actually coming in, 40% of them after hours. Not only that, if you're not responding to these leads within the first hour, we're seeing less than 50% conversion rates on them. So what's critical is not just the speed to response, it's actually the speed to information. And so what we've done at DashQ is we've obviously leveraged AI to build out a virtual leasing team and agents that can handle these leads 24/7, but we've connected them back to your critical information at source, your property management systems, your calendars, your availability, the neighborhood information, so that these systems can actually have conversations and answer questions accurately at any time in the day. And so we're actually seeing more leads are coming in after hours now because more information is being able to be provided. They're not just sitting until the next day. So that's the biggest change right now. And it is the most obvious first opportunity to tackle when you're looking at implementing AI at scale within your multifamily portfolio, is really the lead volume at the top of your leasing funnel. I feel like we've been saying this for years now, but we're living in an e-commerce environment. Everyone's buying stuff on Amazon, doing everything online. And our objective at DashQ is to make renting as easy as booking a hotel. Obviously, there's a bit of nuance when it comes to a long-term rental versus a couple nights at a hotel, but the information is there and the process shouldn't differ significantly. And what we're doing at DashQ is we've created an e-commerce-like experience. So we're able to process applications, manage the screening, collect deposits and last month's rent, and sign leases in a matter of minutes, down from 3 to 4 to 5 business days, in a seamless experience that essentially resembles tracking your package online. Is it in the application stage? Has it been received? Who's handling it next? And it's all tailored to the customization of the portfolio and of the multifamily property. And so it isn't this out-of-the-box experience. It's really tailored by the type of applicant, whether they're students, whether they're self-employed, whether they are applying on a specific community, really providing that kind of bespoke experience. And so that's further supporting the top of funnel stuff where we have virtual leasing agents converting at high rates, and it's just improving conversion rates across the entire portfolio significantly by combining the two together. I love that question because we're kind of seeing a convergence today where you have new builds that have to be completely leased up, and then you have stabilized portfolios that are starting to turn over at a more aggressive rate than they have historically. But fundamentally, there's the biggest difference is new builds you have this on-site leasing cycle. So you have people on site, you have 300 units to fill, and it really becomes a race against time to get to stabilization. But it's a calculated race because you can't just fill the units up with leads and tours without a process and operating model behind it. And you kind of have to fit the puzzle pieces together. So you need a system that can not only handle high volumes of leads, but actually book the tours effectively, strategically, based on the unit type, based on the rev optimization strategies, based on the side of the building, the exposures. So there's really a lot that goes into kind of handling that. On the stabilized side, it's an on-demand model. So we're seeing turnovers increasing, but you're really seeing bookings and tours happening on an as-needed basis. But that need is increasing every single year. And so what's critical now, and what DashQ does, is we've kind of brought both models together so that whether our clients are filling up a new build or they're handling a portfolio across a region, they're able to handle that appropriately in the right system. And so they're able to either have leasing agents come in on demand because we're in a high leasing season, or they're able to systematically run a lease up in 12 months or less through our system and our operating model. Well, at the rate that we're innovating today, 3 to 5 years seems like a lifetime from now. But with what we've seen and with the technology that's available to us with DashQ and the models that we've implemented across the country, the first obvious opportunity is downsizing call centers and replacing them with virtual leasing teams that can handle high volumes of leads at scale. These are repetitive questions. When are you looking to move? What's your budget? Are pets allowed? These are very basic qualifying questions that are primed for an AI solution to handle. And what that does and what that unlocks is, first of all, it reduces the operating expenses from a staffing perspective, but it actually improves the conversion rates because it opens up this opportunity to create highly specialized leasing agents and leasing teams that handle a broader region. So traditional models would have either on-site leasing teams that would handle everything from inbound leads to walk-ins to fixing lights and units. That was the model for decades. It still is today in some markets. We've evolved to more specialized leasing teams, but the challenge there is those leasing teams are still handling all of their leads. They're still qualifying, answering these questions, and they start to enter this vicious cycle of showing units, having to follow up, and then having to answer these leads that come in after hours. And so what we've done is we've essentially split up those roles into two. We've replaced the top of funnel qualifying with our virtual leasing teams. And so that would be the first part of the organization. That team, which historically would maybe run deep on a 7 to 8 person call center team, would now be handled maybe by 1 or 2 call center optimization individuals that would kind of oversee the AI, oversee some overflow. And then what you need is those leads to be routed directly to highly specialized leasing agents that can handle a broader region now because they're not qualifying their leads anymore. And they're just really focused on converting your tours into leases. So that would be kind of the model that I would look at setting up. And that's the model that many of our clients are embracing today. But the biggest thing is it's a transformation. It takes time. It's one step at a time. The first step really being in this process is at the top of the funnel. But we're seeing opportunities with AI today and through DashQ to continuously inject ourselves further and further into that leasing process, whereby we're supporting the applications, we're supporting the renewals, we're supporting the collections. So there are going to be so many opportunities, but if I had to create the lean leasing team today, I'd say virtual leasing agent at the top, supported by DashQ with a highly specialized leasing team. And the last piece there is that through DashQ's professional services department, which we've built out over the last couple of years to meet the demands of our clients across the country, we can now provide overflow staffing as well. So we have leasing agents across the country in Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, Ottawa, Montreal. So if you're in high season, if you feel like you're running a bit leaner, instead of having to forecast hiring and planning and then downsizing, we can inject our leasing teams into those communities and help accelerate leasing at that time as well.